It was just past midnight when I realised something was wrong, really wrong. I'd been alone in the house for less than an hour, sprawled out on the couch with a bowl of popcorn when I heard it. A knock. 3 slow, deliberate taps on the living room window. I froze. No one was supposed to be here. My parents were gone for the weekend and the street was dead quiet, and I'd locked every door myself. I told myself it was a branch, maybe the wind, anything. But when I peeked through the blinds, there was nothing, just darkness. Then the knocking came again, but this time from inside the house. That's when I knew this night was about to go horribly, horribly wrong. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Tonight I've got a story that will make you think twice about staying home alone. If you enjoy it, show some love and subscribe, and buckle up because this one's a roller coaster of terror. Let me set the stage. My name's Alex. Well, that's what we'll call me for this story, and I'm 19, living with my parents in this quiet little suburb. It's one of those places where nothing really happens, you know? Kids ride bikes, neighbours wave. The biggest drama is someone forgetting to mow their lawn. Our house is old, though built in the 50s, with creaky floors and a basement that smells like damp earth. I've always felt safe here, until that night. It was Friday in October, and my parents were heading out for their anniversary, some weekend getaway at a cabin about 2 hours away. They'd been planning it for months, and I was pumped to have the place to myself. No rules, no chores, just me, a stack of horror movies, and a pizza on speed dial. They left around 6 PM, hugging me goodbye, telling me to lock up and call if I needed anything. "We'll be back on Sunday night," Mum said, and Dad added, "Don't burn the house down." We laughed and I waved them off. The second their car disappeared around the corner, I bolted the door, cranked the TV, freedom, right? Well, I didn't know. What I couldn't have known was that I wasn't alone as I thought. This house, this safe little bubble I'd grown up in, had been hiding something, and that night, with no one else around, it decided to wake up. The first few hours were fine. I ordered a pepperoni pizza, I popped on The Conjuring, and I sprawled out on the couch. The storm started rolling in, maybe around 9 PM, thunder rumbling, rain tapping the window. It was perfect horror movie vibes. I was halfway through the film when the power flickered. Just for a second, the lights dimmed, TV glitched, then everything came back. No big deal, I thought. Old house, bad weather, but then it happened again, and again. By 11 PM, the flickers were constant, like the house was breathing unevenly. I got up to check the breaker box in the kitchen. That's when I noticed the back door. It was cracked open, not wide, just an inch, but I knew I'd locked it. My stomach dropped. I grabbed the kitchen knife, my heart hammering, and I crept over. The rain was pouring now, and a cold draft slithered in. I slammed it shut, turned the deadbolt, and double-checked every other door. They were all locked. I told myself it was nothing. Maybe I'd missed it earlier, but I couldn't shake that feeling that something had slipped inside before I noticed. Back in the living room, the TV was off. Not just off, unplugged. The cord was coiled neatly on the floor, like someone had yanked it and then set it down. I hadn't touched it, but I plugged it back in, muttering to myself about stupid pranks or faulty wiring. But when the screen lit up, it wasn't The Conjuring. It was static, grey fuzz buzzing loud enough to make my ears ring. Then, through the noise, I heard it. A whisper. My name. Alex. Faint, distorted, like it was coming from the speakers. I ripped the plug out again. My hands were shaking. By midnight, I was a little jumpy. Every sound, the storm, the creaking floors, they felt amplified. That's when the knocking started. 3 slow taps on the living room window. I peeked out. Nothing but rain and shadows. I thought maybe a tree branch, but there's no trees near the window. I sat back down, trying to calm my nerves when it came again. 3 taps, this time from the kitchen. then the hallway, then upstairs. It was moving, circling me. I grabbed my phone to call someone, anyone, but the screen froze. There was no signal, no bars, just a glitching clock stuck at 12:01 AM. I decided to check upstairs. Dumb, I know, but I just couldn't sit there. The staircase felt endless, each step groaning under my weight, and at the top, the hallway was dark, but my bedroom door was open. I always close it. Inside, my desk chair was turned towards me, not against the desk, but facing the doorway, like someone had been sitting there, watching. I backed out, my pulse was racing, and that's when I heard the humming, soft, tuneless, drifting from my parents' room. I crept closer, peeked in, and the humming stopped. The bed was unmade, sheets twisted like someone had climbed out. They'd left it perfect that morning. It was 2 AM when everything fell apart. I was back downstairs, barricading myself in the living room with the couch against the door when the lights went out completely. Not a flicker, a hard cut to black. The storm roared outside, but inside it was silent. Too silent. Then I heard it. Footsteps. Heavy, deliberate, coming from the basement. Bump, bump, bump. Up the stairs. I'd locked that door hours ago, I was sure of it. But I heard the knob rattle, then a slow creak as if it swung open. I grabbed the knife again and I ran to the kitchen, slamming the basement door shut and shoving the table against it. The footsteps didn't stop. They got louder, closer, now pacing the hallway just beyond the living room. I crouched behind the counter, barely breathing, when my phone lit up on its own. The screen showed a photo, one I'd never taken. It was me, asleep on the couch earlier that night, shot from above. Someone, something, had been standing over me. That's when the whispering started. Not from the TV this time, but from everywhere. Alex, Alex, over and over, overlapping, like a dozen voices at once. I bolted for the front door, fumbling for the lock, but it wouldn't budge. The knob was ice cold, stuck, like the house itself was holding me in. The whispers turned into a scream, one long, piercing wail that shook the walls. I turned, and there it was, a figure at the end of the hall. Tall, too tall, its head brushing the ceiling. It didn't have a face, just a smooth, blank stretch of skin where the eyes and mouth should have been. His eyes hung limp, fingers twitching, and it started walking towards me. Not fast, slow, deliberate, like I knew I couldn't escape. I threw myself at the window, smashing the glass with a chair. The storm hit me like a wall. Rain, wind, thunder, but I didn't care. I climbed out, cutting my hands on the shards, and ran into the street. The second I was outside, the screaming stopped. I looked back, and the figure was gone. The house sat there, dark and still, like nothing had happened. I didn't go back inside. I sat on the curb, drenched, waiting for the sun to come up. My hands were bleeding, my phone was dead, and I kept hearing those whispers in my head. Around 4 AM, a neighbour's car pulled into their driveway across the street. Mr. Jenkins, he's this old guy who barely talks to anyone. He saw me, came over and asked what the hell I was doing out there. I mumbled something about a break-in, but I couldn't tell him the truth. He offered to call the cops, but I said no, I just wanted to wait it out. As the sky lightened, I worked up the nerve to peek through the broken window. The living room looked normal. The couch back in its place, TV plugged in, no signs of chaos, but the basement door was wide open. I didn't go check, I couldn't. When my parents got home Sunday night, I told them I'd broken the window by accident, that I got spooked by the storm. They believed me, mostly. When I saw the way Mum stared at the basement door when she walked in, like she felt it too. That night changed everything. I don't stay at home alone anymore, not here, not anywhere. I keep replaying it, the photo, The figure, that scream, was it real? A hallucination? I don't know, but I found something later that still haunts me. In the basement, tucked behind an old box, there's a scratched message in the concrete. I see you. It's been there for years, hidden under junk. My parents swear they've never seen it before. I think something's been in this house a long time, waiting. Maybe it's always been here, watching us, and that night when I was alone, it decided to show itself. I'm staying at a friend's place now, trying to figure out what's next, but I'll never forget how fast home turned into a nightmare. Alright, that's my story. When home alone goes horribly wrong. What do you think? Ever had a night alone turn creepy like that? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I need to know I'm not the only one who's been through this. And if you like this, check out my last video. I spent the night in a haunted pub. It's just as wild. Hit that like button if this freaked you out, subscribe for more creepy content, and ring the bell so you never miss the next one. Thanks for watching, stay safe out there, and I'll see you soon.